Ever since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, there's been growing interest in the topic of remote leadership. And rightfully so, since most of us have been thrust into a new work environment that's mostly online and accessible from pretty much anywhere. Let's start with what hasn't changed. What hasn't changed is we're still leading people. Fundamentals of human behavior, understanding psychology, individuals' wants, fears, desires, anxieties, that all hasn't changed. So the more aware you are of the human factor, the more successful you're going to be as a leader. Secondly, the roles of leadership haven't changed. You're always going to be expected to coach, to influence, to communicate, and collaborate with your followers, set goals, and set an example. And finally, high-level expectations of those in leader positions are still there. Now, what has changed? Geography. Team members are all over the country. Some are in other parts of the world. I work with individuals in Los Angeles, Miami, Boston, Canada, and Europe. Because of this, you're out of sight, which makes it a lot more difficult to lead by example. How do you maintain that social presence? You need to be able to build trust at a distance. Use meetings strategically. Don't waste people's time. Share praise during meetings and delegate during meetings. Secondly, technology has changed and is going to continue to change. This requires leaders to constantly adapt and learn new tech tools that can help open up better communication and teamwork. Face-to-face communication over FaceTime, Zoom can improve communication, reduce feelings of isolation, and build trust. Using email is good when you need to communicate a message to numerous people. You need a permanent record, and the message is complete, and there is an answer to the question of what needs to be done now. Texting is best used when communication is time sensitive and something needs to get done soon. Thirdly, leaders should be aware when using tech tools that do not show your face, such as email and text, that you will not have that nonverbal communication cues to rely on. Since we aren't working face to face all the time, we as leaders will miss the nonverbal communication cues that can be important. This is vital to keep in mind when working remotely. Fourthly, your approach to leadership may be outdated. Command and control styles of leadership will not work for remote leaders. Remote leaders need to be coaches, influencers, and collaborators. And finally, more work is done in isolation. This can be lonely for both you and each of your followers. What should remote leaders focus on? Number one is outcomes. We lead others with the purpose of a desired outcome. What is the mission or goal that we're striving for? When leaders focus on the outcome, they will be less concerned about micromanaging and worrying about what your followers are doing. What's more important, that they work long and hard, or that the team gets the needed outcome? If a follower can complete the task and to achieve the outcome in 30 minutes, that's fine. If it takes 5 hours, that's fine too, as long as the outcome is achieved. Secondly, others. You lead with and through other people to reach those outcomes. Focus on coaching, teaching, and communicating. And then finally, let's not forget ourselves. As a leader, we need to be mindful and nurturing and caring towards ourselves as well. We can't help others if we don't help ourselves. Take breaks, exercise, take time to yourself, and don't forget to unplug. If we focus on these things, we as leaders can help guide and coach our teams to success.